Hello and welcome to Light Shade Healers. My name is Michelle, and today we're going to be discussing hate, and we're going to be just delving into this subject and giving examples and what it's doing to your body and your vibration. But we're going to give you solutions and how you get to the light to transcend past all of that darkness and all that icky, we're going to help you through that. So let us begin. So hate is a very strong word. I mean, hate is, it just, when you say it, it just makes you go, ugh. It just brings a ugh to you. And it lowers your vibration. And when you're angry or you're frustrated, you're creating judgment, or you're giving an opinion where it doesn't matter. You have to be right, or you're narcissistic, and all of this, is not benefiting, and it makes you feel not really the best. It's all over your aura. And if you could see what your energy looks like after anything where it's expressing anger or hate or gossip or judgment or any of that, you may not do it, because it looks like a filter of poison. That is exactly what Lazarus says it looks like. It looks like poison and darkness all over. And if you don't express it with meditation, and you do things to breathe it out or get this anger, and you've already exploded in this anger, and you stuff it down, all these anger, and you're stewing in your own shit basically, because you have to be right. You're going to have to make that judgment. You got to yell, whoever this is, traffic was terrible, so let's talk about it for another few hours, and Karen at work, she just wouldn't stop her shit, so let's discuss that for another few days, and it has to settle somewhere, and it'll go in your body, stomach, your back, your head. It'll just settle until you learn that it's not doing anything for you but killing you slowly. It's creating stress, and it is so toxic, and it's actually a learned behavior. And when I had a dream, I astral traveled to Lucifer at night, and he wanted to express to me, about hate. He knows about hate. So I'm going to bring him in. I'm going to channel Lucifer and allow him to speak on this, because like I said, he knows about this. And then I will come back and we will discuss some further affirmations and things that we can do to go to love. And this is Lucifer. Thank you very much. And so I was showing Michelle that when humans are here, you're all like, you observe. You always look for a role model. When you're a child, you don't really know, how to be in the world. And you look up to the adults and, as examples of how you need to be. And you'll notice anger, or you'll notice fear, or you'll notice something in your world, and it doesn't really quite make sense, but you really want to be fit in with these people that are calling, might say, mom and dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle. You want to fit in, So the people-pleasing thing kind of starts right about that. And you watch the pattern of anger. So when you see mom or dad go into an anger, what are they doing? And it's so easy to mirror this pattern. And when you get older, you forget where this came from. You have no idea, and you misfile this anger, resentment, and hate. Sometimes you hate something so bad, and you've gained this prejudice, but it's not even yours. It was somebody else's, maybe somebody at school. And it wasn't yours to begin with. And the society is full of that. Or I have to be right on this subject, instead of just listening and knowing that you don't have to be right. Sometimes it's just good to listen on everybody's point of view, even if you don't agree with it. Everybody's allowed to their own opinion. So we need to all learn some tolerance. We need to learn forgiveness. We need to learn that we're not the only ones that live in this realm. We're here to help other people. We're here to, be servants to God. You're not here to run amok and do whatever you feel like doing, and that. And if you do get angry or you're frustrated, that's actually a good sign, because it's actually saying, in a healthy way, something needs to change within your life. And you examine it. So you're taking anger, for example. Let's just use anger, because that seems to be the first, and frustration. and depression, and all of them to me just kind of goes like that. So the healthy way to examine that is not go, yell at somebody else and, to make yourself feel better, because you're not going to feel better. You're not going to, trust me, you will not. But the healthy way, you're feeling angry. You breathe in and you just take a step back before you do anything and see the why are you angry, and really examine that. And is it worth you yelling? Is it going to help you do anything? Can you calmly take care of the situation without getting any aggression in it? And study your different things that you can do. Because if you can stop your anger, before you do anything, like you go hit or scream or whatever, no, this is going to harm somebody else. Words never leave this person. Once it comes out of your mouth and you've made some horrible comment to whoever, that stays with that person forever. And no matter what you do or say and say how sorry you are, that's going to still linger in their mind. And you don't want that, especially if it's somebody you love. But even if it's just another soulite, you really shouldn't be doing that, because you never know what everybody, what path everybody is on. You're just concerned of your own path, and you're not looking at everybody else's path, and that's not right, because everybody's a light. And I have been I understand that, because I have been, tortured for different thoughts and things, and I know all about the hate, but I transcended. I got out of it because it felt better to be in the love and not feel the toxic part of all of the darkness. So I'm going to bring Michelle back, and she'll give you an example, and then we'll see wherever it goes in that. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you, Lucifer. I love him too. And so how can we transcend all of this? So some of the things we can do is, talk to this person. Let's say you have this, times you see somebody, it just brings you to this anger. Well, talk to them. Let's say, calmly talk to them. Do you need to go to see a therapist? Maybe to express something's here. Where did this start? Because when you can figure out where this anger and this frustration all started, the depression, and any of this started, and you can meditate, and you need a little extra push, you find a best friend, you find, you go to Ho'oponopono, which is forgiveness. And there's so many different things that you can do to go back into a loving state versus staying in such a hateful state. I remember back when me and Angie weren't talking to each other, and I was so busy comparing myself to her. I was so busy trying to be her. I always felt mom and dad paid more attention to her, which was not true. And I was so full of hate and judgment, and I was losing out on my sister. And years later, I lost so many years with my sister. I lost a lot of precious time because I was so focused on my hate and my anger, because I had to be right. Until just something changed. I had 3 kids. She was a mom. She had 2 daughters. And I wanted to reconnect with her. And it was time for us to reconnect. It was a lot of talking, a lot of tears, a lot of us getting past some of these things. And it was all just these poor judgments and things like that I had misfiled in my head. I was listening to other kids at school saying, well, I beat up my sister, you should do that too. So, I paid attention to the wrong people. So I have a best friend, my sister, I love her so much. That is an example. So I hope this message comes and reaches all of you well. Join us for another message with love and hate. We'll see where this goes. And if you have any comments or anything, please comment below and that. So much love. Remember, love, not hate. Let's do more unconditional love versus hate and judging and that. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day wherever you are.